Well, Happy New Year's, everybody. I am so excited and so thrilled that it's New Year's Eve. I don't think I have been more thrilled in my life than I am right now. Literally. Guys, it's New Year's Eve. What a year. High five from far. High five. We got through it. Oh boy, there were some hiccups, and there was some bumps, and there was some obstacles and setbacks, and restrictions, and loads of learning. But it's gone. It's gone. So, are you looking forward to tomorrow? A fresh start? A fresh year? Because I am. I had to feel everything that I felt yesterday to be able to release it. And I have. And I feel full force and full powered in the direction that I'm going. And everything has to happen the way it does. It really does. Because the learning is priceless. And I'll share a little bit with you guys. You know, I put a lot of effort into trying to build a coaching business. But that's not who I am. I was grasping at straws to try to monetize my knowledge. But things have to blow up for them to fall into place. And I genuinely believe that. When everything stays the same, it creates a constant. And we're not meant to be in the constant of anything. We're in a universe that is always in a constant upward spiral. When you think about how nature operates, there's no limitations. There's no setbacks. There's no mindset of limitation. There's no, like I always say, a seed does not remain a seed. A seed's purpose is to grow into its fullest capacity. Look at a tree. A tree doesn't stop its own growth and say, okay, well, I've grown enough. No. It grows and it grows and it weathers the storms and it grows. Well, humans are supposed to do that too. Really. And the growth and evolution that I personally have acquired is priceless. Well, now it's time to put all of that learning into application on a mission. And that's what I was lacking. I know I'm on a mission, and I know that the entire universe is on a mission right now. But I had to figure out what was my mission within my mission. What are my truest goals? Really, who am I? I'm not a life coach. No, I'm not. I'm a game changer. I'm a life-altering experience. I'm not a life coach. when I show people what's possible, well, I show them how to make the shifts. And from that point, when they start to believe in their own power, hey, Bruno, woohoo, let's fucking go. Yes, man. Yo, I'm not a coach. I'm a game-changing life experience. And guess what? I'm a speaker. That's who I am. That's genuinely who I am. That's why when I went to build the website, it blew the fuck up on me yesterday, bro. Do you want to come on with me? Yo, I'll pull you on if you want to join, eh? Let me know if you're down. If you're down, I'll invite you right now. You just let me know. Because I would love to chat and close up the year with you. Definitely. So let me know. Because I would love to share the experience that I just got off a Zoom call with, and I really have seen the big picture now of what is really possible for myself for the coming year. We gonna hit big marks, Bruno. Trust that. So, I have a business proposition too to talk to you about one-on-one, but we'll do that after the live. But if you want to hop on with me, I'll bring you on. You know what? How's this? I'm going to send you an invite if you want it. I can't. I'm going to eat now. But let's fucking go. Big goals are being manifested. Listen, I'm a speaker. And guess what my goal is right now? To speak to minimum 1 million people this year. So, you know what? I'm going to be able to do that. I love ya. Enjoy your food. Big goals. We're going to hit them. Okay, guys, you know something, eh? I want you guys to close off the year right. I really do. Because it's really important that you leave everything that was meant to be in 2023 right where it should be. Okay? And I really mean that wholeheartedly. Because every day that we wake up, we are a brand new person. We have the ability to create our experience of that day to be whatever it is that our heart desires. Okay? Nobody's a victim to life. Life is to be lived in the flow of how it was created to be, which is thriving, being creative, and growing to your fullest capacity as an individual. How do you do that? Well, you tap into the highest power and your highest potential of your being. So, what do I mean by that? A seed does not stay a seed. Okay? It's meant to grow. A tree does not remain, as a mere little shrub that comes out of the ground. It's meant to grow into a tree. See? Now, everybody has that opportunity, should they embrace to do so, to grow into the fullest capacity, tapping into their highest potential of their being. How do you do that? Well, you don't settle for staying a seed. You don't settle for just acceptance of what you've gotten up until now. You can create and manifest absolutely anything that you want for yourself. Wholeheartedly. We all have the power to do that. Okay? We all have hiccups. We all have situations. We all have circumstances. We all have lives that are filled with many different magnitudes of different things. But let me use the tree as an example. The tree, no matter what season it is, becomes adaptable to its environment, its conditions, and the effects of whatever's going on around it. But it does not stop its evolution and growth as a tree. Okay? Well, that's possible for humans too. Because that's how it's supposed to be. Okay? So, instead of focusing on everything that doesn't work the way it should, or everything that is wrong in the world, well, be the change this year, no matter what is around you. Okay? What do I mean by that? Well, hey, be the example. Hey, Guy, I love you lots. All the best. Happy New Year, man. Happy New Year. You know what? I send you loads and loads of love and well wishes for health, happiness, for the whole family. You're outstanding. You really are. And no matter what we face, I really salute you for coming out and spreading as much positivity as you have, no matter how you have been feeling. Okay? Because that says a lot. It really does. And I do it too. So I salute you for that, because I need you to know you make a bigger difference in this world than you actually realize. So I thank you for that, because you have made a huge difference in my life this year, okay? During some of my hardest moments. So just know that, okay? I love you and I love what you do, and keep doing it. Because if I feel the effects of what you put out there and it has taken me out of the darkest moments, trust me when I tell you, you make a great impact in this world. All right? I love you lots, man. All the best. All the best. Thank you. That's why I do it. You know what? That's why I do it too. Really. And I really salute you for that. Well, guess what? I'm glad you came out, because you know what? This year is going to be a big year. I've just realized that, you know what? I'm the farthest thing from a life coach. I'm not a life coach, man. I really am not. I'm a game-changing, life-altering experience. I shift mindsets. People walk away from an experience with me no longer the same. Well, now it's time to blow that up and really make the impact in the world that I should. Sabby, hey, yo, Happy New Year. Keep spreading your knowledge. It's the key to life. Love is unconditional from within. May your light always be the way through darkness. Blessings upon blessings. 2K24, one love always. Yo, love you, B. Yo, I'm about to do big things, though. And you know what, Guy, listen, I just got off of a Zoom call with an event planner and a real look. I'm going to start doing some big events to really infuse change for the 2024. I'm talking, this is it now. It's about to step out in new skin and go kaboom. Here it is. And let's infuse the change. But Guy, listen, I want to know if you're interested. If I host events, would you be interested? Okay, so we'll talk one-on-one. But I'm putting it out there because you know what? I need as many great people like me who will come out there with me and flood the change now. Because you know what? 2023 is about to seal itself off, and everything that should be left there will be. And 2024? Guys, let me remind you, it's the year of wealth and abundance, eh? And that's not just money. You have to be wealthy and abundant in your mindset, in your speaking, in your planning, the way you love people, the way you interact with people, okay? It's not about the cash, because if you are being wealthy and abundant within your own being and with every single person you interact with, spreading love and a positive impact, guess what? The cash, which is currency, which is, let's break it down, to flow to, right? That will come automatically. Trust that. Because this year is going to be, should you put your foot forward for it to happen with the right intentions today, to leave everything that you are no longer meant to carry on with in your life, if you leave it in 2023, you will be super abundant in the coming year. And that's facts, because we have amplified energetic influence. We have real conscious awareness going on the planet. The shift is real. This is an amazing time to be alive. There is not and has never been a time in all of humanity that there has been so many enlightened and high frequency beings on the planet ever. So if you are tapped into your highest potential and the real power of your being, the shift is real. But I'm also going to say this too, and it's not to install fear, but this is now not the time for you as an individual to hold in your body any type of lowered frequency. What are those lowered frequencies? Feeling ashamed, feeling full of blame, feeling full of judgment. You see these feelings that you choose to embody? Well, the amplification of everything that's going on energetically is going to amplify the effects of these feelings within your body. So today I want you to take a clear-cut decision and choice for yourself that you choose intentionally not to hold a lowered frequency in your body for you. Give yourself that gift. Why? Because you want to thrive. You don't want to survive. If you choose to hold anything but a high frequency, in other words, look, if you're not loving yourself wholeheartedly, let me drop it like this so you get the full meaning. If you are not loving yourself 100% and thriving and being creative in your capacity, well, then you will feel the effects of your choices. If you can maintain a higher frequency for yourself, you will heal yourself. You will thrive. You will be wealthy and abundant in everything that you touch, say, and do for the coming year. I can guarantee that. Guarantee yourself a high vibe, and you're going to guarantee yourself smooth sailing, no matter what. The problems and the effects of the problems happen when we stop seeing the solutions. Guys, I want you to embrace today that there are no problems in your life or inside your body. That's over. No matter what you've lived up until today, leave it here. Don't bring it into your new year with you. Don't bring anything that has made you feel guilty, shameful, blamed, neglected, abused, denied. None of it. You leave it here. Unhook that trailer. Park it for life. Embrace the power of your being and make this year the most magical year you've ever had in your life, because you can make it happen. You see, yesterday, the way I felt, it all had to happen so that I could feel exactly how I was feeling right now, up until now, and make what just happened today happen. Well, I'll give you a little story and an insight to let you know the magnitude of the change. Like I mentioned before, here I've been thinking that I will be most effective in who I am and what I do and making the impact that I do by opening and launching a coaching business. Why? Because, well, that's what everybody was doing. And they're making money doing it. So, I figured, hey, I can do that. But like I said in the live already, I am not a life coach. I am a game-changing, life-altering experience for anybody who I warrant the time and the energy to. Okay? I know that. And the things that I make happen for myself and others are believed to be humanly impossible. Well, if I make them possible, well, then they're not impossible, are they? So, I want everybody else to tap into that power because I'm no different than you. Every single person on the planet has exactly what is fueling me and what I have. It's whether or not you tap into that capacity or not. Well, no matter what I've lived and no matter what I've overcome, I am fully tapped into that power. Well, I would love for everybody else to be as well. Why wouldn't I want them to be? That's the love that I have for myself and for humanity. Simple. I love myself enough to want anybody and anything around me to be in the same power as I am. That's why I do it. Why would I keep this knowledge for myself when we are all fueled by it? Okay? I'm no different than anybody on the planet. When you tap into the highest potential of your being, you tap into the power of the all-knowing. Well, we are all connected to that power. That is what's giving us life. And that is why I tell you it knows better. Because it knows all. So the knowledge that I have and that I tapped into is the same knowledge that every single living being on the planet has access to for their experience. You have that power within you. Well, so do I. Wouldn't it be a wonderful place and a wonderful experience if everybody was in their full power, understanding that love is that power? So, hey, love is not an emotion that we've been taught it is. Okay? Love is a force. And that's why love is so powerful. Love gives us life for the experience. Okay? There's no emotions in that. It's your force of life. Well, if you tap into the love that's fueling you, it heals all. It is your fuel to thrive. You don't heal and then start loving yourself. No. You must find the love which heals you instantly. And this is what differentiates whether people can heal themselves or not, is whether they can genuinely love themselves or not. Well, no matter what you've lived, you can still make that possible for yourself. I know a lot of people's reaction right now is, well, I don't like this about myself, and I guess I'll never love myself, and because, why? Because the brain starts kicking in with a response. Shut it off, because it doesn't know better. Your soul does. Your soul is the love fueling you. So you cannot tell me you don't have it, because you're breathing right now. And you are living in this experience. So the love that is fueling you to make that possible is where you're going to find your inner peace, your joy, because it's all there. The power of the all-knowing, your complete highest potential of your creative power as a human being in this experience. Well, in that love and the power of it, there is no negative. There is no lowered frequency. There is no doubt, shame, blame, guilt, denial, judgment, non-acceptance. None of that. It does not exist. So you know what? If there's anything that you do for the coming of the new year, make a commitment to yourself to find that love that's fueling you. Tap into it and let it flow through you and let it heal every single cell of your being. And let the magic happen. Okay? How do we get disconnected from this fuel? Well, our life experience. And actually, that is what turns our thriving when we're born into the experience, because we are born to thrive in a state of unconditional love, knowing nothing but what is fueling us and the power of just that. Well, the first time that you are traumatized or scared, you become disconnected from that. Because it is a total contradiction to what you are supposed to be feeling in your experience. This is why rewriting generational history is a must for any new generations coming in. Because babies are not supposed to be born into environments that cause an infliction of anything but unconditional love. You see? Well, we've all been born into environments that were very love-lacking when we take a good look at it and be honest with it. Why? Because the lack of awareness and the repeated patterns of belief systems that have been handed down through the generations like waters to drink. And that was what was right and nothing but. Well, now we know better. We do better. We do better not only for ourselves, but for everybody around us and everybody coming after us. That's a must. Why? Because you cannot accept what has been handed down before through lack of awareness to continue to happen once you have the awareness. You just can't let it happen. And if you choose to, well, that says a lot about the individual that you choose to be. We all have free will for a reason. But I want you guys all to understand that survival mode is not our natural state. Society, factors, generational belief systems. The struggle is real through the generations, through everything we've had to live, because it's all been operating the wrong way. Generations and generations, and the systematic buildup of society has caused a cutthroat society. There's no unity. That's not love. Love and the love of the whole experience which fuels us, the primary law is wholeness, oneness. Guys, you must be in unity with your own being first, primarily, before you can be in union with anybody else. Become united with the power and the love that's fueling you. We've all had life experience. But understand that your life experience was exactly what it was meant to be, so that you could tap into your highest potential today. Being aware of what you're doing. A lot of us have had really tough lives, but it's not for no reason. You see, when I look at my life, I can say, oh boy, yeah, it was a shit show. But all of the learning was priceless. And the generational cleanup that will no longer be leaked down, priceless. I couldn't ask for more in this world. And a lot of people think, okay, well, Toby, this year you're out to make the money. Let me tell you something. Money has never been my motive for anything in this life. People's wellness has been my motive. Okay? And that's not going to stop being my motive, because I was one of those people. Born into hell, lived hell, and the magnitudes of it. And I talk about that in my book and stuff, but you guys don't even understand. Those are just mere glimpses into my life experiences and not my life in totality. It's like I've been in training all my life to turn hell into heaven. And it's a mere shift in mindset. So that's why I wrote my first book, Turning Hell into Heaven. I didn't write my books to make $1 million. I wrote my books to change 1 million lives. See, there's a difference. And people don't have to take me seriously because they have their free will. But I really hope that everybody takes me seriously when I tell you that there is a love that is fueling you, that gives you the possibility to make everything possible for yourself. no matter what. Whether you feel it or not now, that's what's giving you life. Well, you're connected to that all the time, because that same love is what is making you breathe. It's making you think. It's making you see. It's making you experience the totality of what you're living. So, today, before we close out this year, I'd really like you guys to look at yourself and really ask yourself, am I operating my life from the love that's fueling me? Or am I operating my life from the totality of my experiences? That answer is going to make you understand how badly you need to change. And not for me, for your own self. Because if you're not operating out of the love that's fueling your life experience, well, then you're in survival mode. And survival mode produces the effects of just that. Automatically, in a constant motion, because change is always happening, and there's a transmutation of energy that is always happening. So if you're not operating out of the power of your being and the love that's fueling you and creating from that, well, then you are creating from the wrong thing. Because then you're creating from life experience. And what does that do? That just creates more of it. So the biggest shift that has to happen within is no longer allowing survival mode for yourself. That's key. But until you realize that you're operating out of survival, well, then it can't be changed. Well, that's one of the first things that you got to take a look at. Are you operating from love that's fueling you and giving you life? So what does that mean? Loving yourself wholeheartedly? Loving every person, place, and thing in your experience wholeheartedly? Because that's just the way it is? You know, everybody says to me, Toby, you tell everybody you love them and it's just you love. Yes, because that's the truest flow of the power of what's giving me life. So why would I not flow in the same direction? It's like a river flowing down a mountainside, you know? Well, are you going to take your canoe and jump into the river and flow with it? Or are you going to get in your canoe and try to go down the terrain without any water? Well, if you're not running in the flow of your truest power that's giving you life, it's like you're trying to have a boat ride down cross-country terrain with no water. And we do it to ourselves until we realize. So flow with the power of your being. Don't choose to be jumping in a canoe and cross-country, it wouldn't make any sense. Right? So don't do that to your own being by believing that you're not enough, believing that you're not deserving, believing that you're the totality of your life experience. Experience is mere experience, giving you skills and knowledge and the know-how. You see? That's why don't judge your life from the experience. You're operating out of survival if you do that, because every movement, thought, action is created from the experience. Well, if that's the case, well, then you are just creating more of it. It's common sense. Guys, no matter what you've lived up until today, it's gone. You see? Well, what do you have left? The love that's fueling you. If you take everything out of your life, all the people, places, and things out of your life today, what do you have? You still have the love that's fueling your being for your experience. Well, allow that to be your source of everything that you say, think, and do. Because the powers of possibility behind that, well, just think about it. Look what nature can do. Look what our bodies can do. Like, hello, if you do not understand the power of what is actually giving you life and has made you possible and every single thing around you possible, time to leave denial in 2023 also. Seriously. If there's anything that I'd like you to go ahead believing in this year, is what's fueling you for life. And yourself. And how magical that you are as a being. And how powerful your creative power truly is. It is so powerful that everything that you think, say, and do becomes your reality. That's how powerful you are. Well, what are you putting your power into? Being okay or not being okay? Because the fact of the matter is, too, there are some people that just love the attention of not being okay, that's where they choose to stay, and that's disgusting. But I know better, so I do better. It's a mere experience. Look how I was feeling yesterday. I needed this year to come to an end. Woohoo! Well, I am happy that it's here, and it is close up shop time. Wrap it up button. Let's bring on the new year. Okay? Because there is nothing of 2023 that exists anymore except for the mere memory of it. That's how I operate. And any person, place, or thing that was not of my highest good of my being, which is in alignment with what's fueling me, is going to be left in 2023. That's all I have to do. Because I know the power of possibility, because I'm alive today. So therefore, anything is possible. So no, things don't just happen to us. No. Situations don't just happen to us. Things we have to experience don't just happen to us. But we all have the free will and the choice to maneuver through anything life throws at us from the power of what is fueling us. Wouldn't that make sense? Because who in their right mind would intentionally work against their own power. I wouldn't. Wouldn't that equal demise? Well, that's what it does. And that is all survival produces, is more stuff to survive from. Don't accept that for yourself for the new year. Leave survival mode and the victim mentality and the poor me pity party. Leave that in 2023. Because if I haven't shown you by now the possibility of doing better no matter what, and if you want to be resistant and insistent of resistance to the facts of what's fueling you, well, with your free will, I love and respect that. Because you know something? We all have a free choice. Well, my free choice and my free will, knowing what's fueling me and knowing what I could make possible for me and every single person's life that I touch, there is no way I am running from it. I am about to, no, actually not about to. You see, I can't even finish that sentence because it doesn't sit right with my soul. Right now, as of this moment, no matter what I've lived, I am in full power, ready for no matter what is going to come my way. And I'm about to manifest the most that I ever have in my life. And I have already done a lot. Well, because I have done and worked in alignment with what is fueling me and obeyed the guidance given, this year is going to be game-changing and life-altering for me. Yes, and I would love. You see, I've had a Zoom call with a very important event facilitator today. And I finally see what's possible for me. And it won't be a coaching business, eh? You see, I have been putting so much inspired action into coaching business, because I want to make the change. But like I was saying before, I'm not a coach. I am an influential, game-changing, life-altering experience for anybody who has an hour with me. And everybody who's around me and close to me knows that. Because let's not deny that when they need me, they come. Okay? And the advice and the inspiration and the direction that I enlighten with people changes their life. I know that. I'm well aware of it. So, this year, expect to see me on stages speaking. I'm going to touch 1 million lives easily in speaking to people this year, because knowledge is power. I don't want people to be living in survival mode anymore, because if they are, they're creating more of that. I know this. Right now, times are changing in this world. We're bringing back love-based operations. Those who are going to survive this shift are the ones that can find the love that's fueling them and can operate from that frequency. Because should one's free will leave them committed to the lower density vibrations, well, they're going to feel the destructiveness of that. So this is why, more so now than ever, it's very important that I come out and I speak to as many people as humanly possible. Because people really don't believe until they see. Well, in my situation, I am living proof that miracles exist. Because I am one. I have the scars to prove it. I have the medical records to prove it, should people need proof. But my point is, people really need to wake up now more than ever. To what? To the power that is fueling them. And learn how to embrace that power and use it. Okay? Because survival mode is not normal. Our bodies are not constructed to live like that. That kills us. Literally. Well, I know that too, first-handedly. Because me having to survive life brought me to death. Well, the love that's fueling me brought me back. Several times. So, when I know better, I do better. Well, I would like to show and teach and illuminate what is really possible to many this year. So I'm going to be speaking. I will be holding events. I want anybody out there who's interested in jumping onto these events and fueling and bringing knowledge and power back to people. I want you to reach out to me because we make more of an impact together. Operating with the universal laws of this planet than we do alone in this every man for himself cutthroat society, which is killing every one of them. Okay? This is why it has to happen. Shifts have to be made in tsunami ways, flooding ways right now. We have a lot of energy influencing us for this magnitude of the shift. Well, not only am I ready for it, I'm powering it up and I'm fueling as many people possible in this experience for the same. Guys, it's 2024. This is to be the most magical year that we have seen, should you allow it to be. And the power that's fueling you makes it all possible. But if you're not operating from your power in your experience, well, your survival, if you free willingly choose to live like that, the amplification of that could possibly wipe you the fuck right out. This is why it's so important. Own your power. Make a commitment to yourself today. You will no longer allow survival mode for yourself or for anybody that is connected to you. No shame, no blame, no guilt, and no denial, no judgment, no non-acceptance. Doesn't matter what everybody else is doing. Do this for you, and you are going to see the magnitude of the shift in your own life. Hey, really? Guys, I love y'all, and this is why I do it. But even more so, I love myself, and this is why I do it. Because if I know what's possible, how would I not want to show everybody else what's humanly possible? We're all fueled by the same power. We're all connected to the same all-knowing. Well, if I can tap into it and use it, well, so can you. And I don't mean a little bit. I mean tapping into your fullest, highest potential of your being, and your blood and your heart and your bone marrow and your neuroreceptors and your neurotransmitters and your emotions and your... Okay? Can't run without gas. Well, what's your gas? Yeah, so I was paused because I guess, I don't know. I was looping, but I didn't finish it off because I'm not finished. Because like I was saying, you know what? What is fueling you for your hormonal responses, for your dopamine release, for your neurotransmitters in your brain, for you to actually have your five senses operating, for you to have the capacity to walk, talk, move, think. That's all fueled by the power of what's giving you life. It's all love. Unconditional love. That doesn't produce survival. You're not fueled to survive. It is a contradiction to how we are supposed to function. Don't wonder why you're sick. Don't wonder why you have cancer. Don't wonder why you have inflammation. Don't wonder why you don't feel good if you are operating out of survival. That's exactly what survival produces. Don't accept survival or surviving life for yourself. Why would you? That's not how you're meant to live. Nobody is. Look at nature. Nature does not survive. It thrives naturally. Well, as human beings, having this experience, that is our natural, truest essence of our being, is thriving. If it wasn't, we would remain an infant forever. We'd remain a seed. We'd never be born. So from the moment you're conceived and you have to grow before your spirit can even take on your body and all kinds of things, what do you think is giving you that capacity? Your biology? No. Wake up call today if you needed one. It's the power and the essence of your life. It is your life force. It is the energy that is giving you life. You are an energetic being first. Well, are you tapped into the truest power of that energy? Because this is what I'm talking about. Or are you stuck in your human experience? Everybody talks about the phoenix rising. Do you know what that really means? Well, let me break that down to you too. Everybody loves to consider themselves as a phoenix rising. Well, have you been forged in fire to rise up out of the hell? Because what that genuinely means is you rising up out of the pit of hell, out of survival, into thriving. Well, I hope and pray that that's a commitment that you take on for your new year. Because what is the truest hell? Living in survival mode of this experience is the truest hell. Well, turn that surviving into thriving by tapping in to what's giving you life and the power of that. Because don't deny the power that even makes you go piss. Okay? You can't piss without that power. So stop denying that you have it. Start using it to your benefit instead of your destruction. Use it to flow naturally for thriving instead of allowing yourself to continuously repeat a pattern of survival. Yeah, don't worry, I did it too. And that's why I know the difference. Literally. Guys, for 2024, I want you to embrace your fullest power of who you are. Because you have a unique energy signature on the planet that is unlike anybody else. You are one of a kind. There are no knockoffs that can be made. Okay? And even a clone wouldn't be you. Don't settle for anything less than what you truly deserve in this experience. And that is to feel your full power and make everything possible from that power. Because that's why we have it. It makes it possible for us to learn how to walk, makes us possible to learn to crawl, makes us possible to think, eat, breathe, experience, sense all that we do. Come on. As long as you wake up in the morning, well, then you can't deny the power that's making that possible for you. So leave your denial in 2023. Self-discovery, I'll say it again, and discovering your truest power of your being is unlike anything other. There is no vacation, retreat, anything external that can give you what you find when you tap into your truest power. Don't be scared of it. It is making you possible and everything else in your life possible. But unfortunately for many, they're stuck in the programming of their life instead of the power of the possibility of their soul. Well, this is where I'll be making the shifts this year. Is leading people back to the truest power of their being. Because that's what I do best. So, guys, I want you guys to get the most out of the upcoming year. How are you going to do that? You're going to leave what is no longer serving of your highest good right the fuck where it's meant to stay. And that's in 2023. I want you guys to knowingly, intentionally step into your fullest power for 2024 intentionally. Because from there, that's when you truly watch the magic happen. Seriously. You know, there was something that Susan Walsh posted today, and I'm going to close up the live soon. But I want to read this because it really hit me well. And it ties into a lot of pushing forward for 2024. So I'm just going to take a minute to read this. And if anybody wants to see this post after the live, go to my page, take it, use it for yourself, whatever, repost. And anything that I post, please share it if you want. It's not a problem, eh? I do it to infuse change and love in the world. All right, so Susan Walsh had posted this morning, 4 hours ago, and I had to tell her I'm extremely grateful. She seems to supply even though I do not know her personally one-on-one. The messages and the signs that she has provided for me have been essential for my inner growth and for little key things that I needed along my journey so far. So I'd like to read you what this post was. So closing 2023, I thank the universe for the great experiences, success, joy, growth, and valuable lessons learned. I release all bad memories, past hurts, disappointments, and other negativity that I still carry from my current life or past lives, consciously or unconsciously. By forgiving anyone who ever disappointed me, I clear any trauma and set my soul free. I apologize for any mistakes from my side, and I ask the universe to transmute this negative energy I want to fully connect to right now. I want to fully connect to the now. At this moment, I prepare an energetic shift to welcome better realities. I am ready to level up mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and financially. I am ready for real growth, good fortune, love, good health, abundance, success, better experience, and believe that 2024 will be my best year yet. I needed to share that with all of you guys. Because you know something? You guys can't carry forward what you've been carrying all your life that has been pushing you into survival mode. Survival mode is real. Well, you have to be aware that you're in survival mode primarily to be able to fix it. Don't accept it for yourself to continue in a survival state. It produces disease, unhealthy relationships, unhealthy habits, unhealthy ways, which produces your destruction at the end of it. So guys, tap into your highest power of your being. Find your neutral point. Don't deny yourself of the power that's fueling you for the experience. Embrace it fully. Because if you're not showing up for you with your power, there's nobody else doing that. You're a one of a kind. You're needed on this planet. You're here for a reason. Things don't happen for no reason. Cause the effects that you want in your life. Don't live by cause and effect. Be the cause of what you really want for the year coming. Intentionally. Because you can. Guys, leave everything that should. Stay in 2023 right where it is. I'll say it again. A tree just doesn't stop being a tree or figure it's stopped growing because it's had enough. A tree doesn't have a pity party, doesn't sit in self-blame, shame, guilt, denial, nothing. It thrives to its fullest capacity. Well, this is what we're meant to do too. Well, I know it's possible for me, and I know it's possible for every single human on the planet, because this is our truest, most natural state of being. Guys, I love you all. Set those intentions right for what you want for the new year. Why wouldn't you want to be in your fullest power? Don't deny yourself of that. And trust me when I tell you that what's giving you life is not shaming you, is not blaming you. Do you think it's the energy that's giving you life is saying to you, well, you made a bad choice, so I don't think I'll run the stomach today and let you starve. Or, okay, well, you know what? I don't really like the choices that you're making, so, you know. The fuel that's giving you life is loving you unconditionally, no matter what the fuck you're doing. But it's time to look at exactly that. And really take a look whether you're operating from a flowing state of this power, or if you are running in the opposite direction of it. Well, you know. Time to get in alignment with your power. Instead of creating a constant survival mode. It's no good for anybody. Guys, I love you all. Happy New Year! Okay? Make it a magical one. But set the intention now that you are leaving everything that no longer exists, because it doesn't. It only exists in your mind. So take out the trash. Take out the trash. Take out the trash. And leave it in 2023. Intentionally think better by rewriting negative thoughts that you have, saying, hey, okay, whoa, I want you guys to put so much awareness on your own being that when you think something negative, like it happens, that you have the capacity to stop that thought dead in its tracks and say, wait, I don't accept this as even a suggestion. So let me rewrite it into something that is actually helpful to me, because that's what I do. And then you rewrite that thought into something powerful instead of destructive for your being before you even voice it. That's how powerful I want you to, everybody, to become this year. Okay? And operate from thriving naturally, because that's our truest nature, than to be constantly in survival. Survival produces fight, flight, or freeze. And all of the hormonal and chemical reactions of that do happen in your body. Produces unstable. Hey, Kelly, Happy New Year. Unhealthy ways. Destructive things going on in the body. This year's a year to power up in your own being first. And then use that power to power up everything that you think, say, and do this year. Unconditionally loving to yourself and to all those attached in the same way that you are being unconditionally loved for your experience. Because even being unconditionally loved, you still have your free will. So, a part of that is Loving others unconditionally also. Allowing them to have their free will. Just as the universe fuels us, but also gives us our free will. You have to do that for others too. Okay? Don't try to change anybody else. Master and own your own power. Because when people see that, that's enough example for them. Happy New Year's. Blessings to you all. That's why I send light bulb to lighten minds. Cheers. Kelly, thank you. You sent stars. I love you. Thank you very much. Thanks for that. Thanks. You know what? This is what I do. Try to illuminate the minds of what's possible. Nobody's got to live in survival. That's why I named my first book, Turning Hell into Heaven. Because survival is a choice. Well, so is thriving. And it's a simple, mere choice. And everybody can make that choice. Guys, I love you all. Happy New Year's. I wish you guys loads of love, health, happiness. But more so, stability, security, loving relationships, and to feel the total power of your being, most of all. Because the discovery of that is bigger than ever that you could even fathom mentally. Yeah. The mind is a lot smaller than the capacity of what's fueling us. Guys, when you're unconditionally loving to yourself and others, you make lots more possible than you could ever imagine. Cheers to being you. Love ya. Kelly, I love you too. You're awesome. You really are. Guys, so today's live was meant to be an eye-opener for you all. It really was. This is why I do what I do. You do not have to accept survival. You do not have to accept feeling shitty about yourself. You do not have to accept your life the way it has been up until today. You have free will. You wake up every day as a brand new person in a brand new experience. Well, you can make everything possible. The same way, the energy is making it possible for you to breathe, eat, smell, see, everything. The neurotransmitters, everything. The responses going on in our body, the synapses, the heartbeats, the blood flowing, the production of blood, the filtering of the waste, our lymphatic system, which filters everything out. Guys, what do you think makes all that work? The same power I've been trying to show you guys about. You can't deny the power that you have when it's given you life. Well, this year is all going to be about tapping into your highest power and owning it. Because after what I felt yesterday, it was all a must for me to shed another layer to realize who I am really meant to be on this planet. Yeah, there's a lot of things that were channeled to me yesterday. But I had to feel the way I was feeling in order for me to seek the guidance. Well, I did. And the answers were as clear as day. Well, I embraced that fully. And I embraced my full power going into 2024. Intentionally. because of the shifts that are about to happen on the planet, and that I am energetically a huge part of, just like every single one of you are too. But now it's time for you guys to really be self-aware to the point you need to understand whether you yourself as an individual are surviving life or surviving your experience, or are you thriving? What does thriving genuinely look like? No hindrance whatsoever. That's what thriving looks like. Just like nature, it thrives. When you think about it, one piece of grass can push through concrete. That's what thriving looks like. Okay? Well, no matter what I feel or the hiccups that happen, I know that I operate from the power of what is giving me life. Because that is a natural, thriving state. And this is how I've healed. This is how I've come back from death as much as I have. It's not from my human experience. It's the power of my soul. Two different things. So please, guys, today take a look whether you are operating from what your life has been and the judgment of all of that, or have you learned from it and taken the skills and experience of the life experience and allowed that to fuel your thriving? Or if you're stuck in survival mode. Because if you can't stand in your full power and be loving, honest, and in a thriving state for yourself and for everybody around you, I hate to say it, you're in survival. Well, survival is not a part of my DNA. Because even through survival, I thrived. In survival. Sounds crazy, but yeah, there's no more survival for me. But also, too, there's no more allowing anybody else's survival mode affect me either. That's the biggest difference that I'm making in 2024. People don't think the way I think. Because you know what? I don't even think. You see, I come out here and I talk and I did this whole live. You know, I didn't think about anything that I said not once. I don't do that. I don't pre-record. I don't edit. I soulfully speak. So anything I say to any person, anything that I have to, whatever, I don't think about it. There's no thought required when it's coming from the right place. If somebody's thinking about how they got to tell you something or thinking about what they should tell you, well, it's not coming from the right place. And personally, I don't want to fucking hear what they have to say if it's coming from their head and not their heart. Keep that shit for somebody who's on that same level. Not me. I'm soul-led, heartfully operated. I speak from the heart. I speak from what I genuinely feel. And that all is from the power of my being. Which is what? Unconditional love that's giving me life, running every one of my organs, and making everything possible for me. Well, in all factuality, that has nothing to do with one more person in this experience. Yeah, I'm a game-changing, life-altering experience, and I have no problem waking up somebody who needs to be woken up. Well, my goal is to wake up 1 million people this year for 2024. So look out, world, because my ripples are gonna be tsunamis this year. Yeah, lovingly. But with intentions that all that can't get it right, well, hey. Those who refuse to learn how to swim, that's not my problem. But I've mastered learning how to swim in this great sea of knowledge now. And I've mastered my power. And I needed to feel the way I felt yesterday for a reason. So let me give you a little insight about what happened yesterday. I had spent 6 hours building a website on my own for coaching. So, not only did I take money that I didn't have to buy my logo, I really heartfully thought that, this was it. This is what I needed to do. But fuck that. It went to shit for a reason. I was so upset and devastated yesterday going, well, you know what? I have put so much work, weeks and weeks and weeks into working, putting together content, ebooks, toolkits, guides for this business that I wanted to launch. Well, I needed a website, I figured. For my yesterday's eureka and shitstorm to happen, for me to have the biggest channeling of my life yesterday afternoon. I'm not a coach. Me trying to put myself a label as a coach on me is minimalizing who I am. I'm not a coach. So that's why the website didn't work out, which I was just frustrated and upset and feeling defeated because I'm like, universe, you're supposed to be working with me to make these things happen so that I can do your work for you. Well, it got squashed by the universe saying, listen, bitch, please, you got more to offer than that. And you're minimalizing your capacities and your power by doing that. So scrap that shit because I got a better plan for you. Well, it really did have a bigger plan for me. Because the Zoom meeting that I had today was a life-altering experience for me. With an individual who feels and sees me and knows and is inspired by what my mission is and has all of the know-hows that I need to be able to touch 1 million people's lives easily. So the universe had a bigger plan for me. But I will promote coaches. I will funnel clients to them at a little fee. I will infuse as much love into everybody's wellness and businesses as humanly possible with the energy that I bring, if they're on the same wavelength as me, because unity and wholeness is real. Nobody's meant to operate alone. But I'm a speaker. That's what I do. I speak the power of possibility. Well, what is that power that makes everything possible? It's what's given you life. And I'm living proof of it. Of what is genuinely possible when you tap into this power. Well, I'd like everybody in the world to tap into their power. So, I encourage you guys all to do it. So look, I've decided to scrap the coaching business, this one-on-one coaching for a while. But I will be creating courses. Class type setting And I'm actually going to start for the coming year. So for anybody who's physically in my vicinity or who is willing to travel 15, 20 minutes, I am going to put together a once a week face-to-face event for support, for guidance, for learning, to build community, but not online. No. This is going to be where I have a location, because that's what I'm in the midst of finding right now, is a location where I can host my weekly meetings at. Okay? And the fee to entrance is a small donation to support the cause. So whatever it is, it is. But there will be, it's not come and gain and not leave anything. It will be, hey, you put a little into the pot so this can become bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. But expect to see within the coming week a location, a determined day and time where, yes, every week you will find me there to teach people about their power. And it won't be online. So when I have the details worked out, everybody will know. But you will all be welcome to attend, because my goal of it is to really have hands-on experiences with people that impact their life more than this does. Why? Because if you're there with me in a room, well, if you have questions, you can ask them. If you want specific answers or guided strategies or techniques, I can help you right then and there. So once a week, I will be putting together like a meeting hub for empowerment meetings. And it doesn't matter what you're living, the support will be there. The only thing you'll have to do is to bring yourself to it and bring anybody else to it that would benefit from it. What's the cost of it? Your time, your gas, and whatever you can throw into the pot to contribute to the mission. What's the mission? To change 1 million lives in a year. That's my mission, and that's my goal. How am I going to do that? First, I'm going to show them what is possible. Teach them how to do it. Then, when they see what's possible, well, then hopefully they'll lead others to show them what's possible. You see how it goes? Because change has to happen. Change is happening. So you may as well get on the thriving train for yourself. Well, I'm already on that team of thriving. Well, I'd like you all to be on that thriving team too. Well, I was one that lived in survival. I changed that. Survival is a state which creates destruction. That's not our natural state. I'd like to help you guys get back to basics. What is that? Well, let's get tapped in to what's giving you life. And there's a lot of strategies and techniques and self-awareness things that I'm going to show you how to do in these once-a-week meetings that you won't get anywhere else. Trust that. And the dynamics of what I'm about to launch and do is bigger than any coaching business that I could ever put all my efforts into. So, soon enough, when I have the place, the time, the date, when it's structured in stone, well, I encourage you all to come and get the most out of it. And if you don't, you have free willingly committed to destroying yourself instead then. Literally. So hopefully, in 2024, this year you're going to commit to thriving. Okay? Commit to investing the time and energy into tapping into your highest power. Because it's going to change everything. It's going to change the ideas pop up in your brain. It's going to change the way you think. It's going to change the way that you speak. It's going to change your confidence. It's going to change your capacities to be able to maneuver through whatever is happening in life. It is going to give you abilities and a force within yourself that you will create a life that you love living. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Guys, I love y'all. I'm grateful for y'all. But look out, there's big shifts happening. Yeah. I love you. Happy New Year. Set the right intentions. Okay? Wealth and abundance here. Remember, it's not just finances. Wealth and abundance is being wealthy, abundant in your own health. Your health. Your mindset. Your emotional well-being. Any interactions you have. You know, there's a huge difference between operating in survival and producing that in everything that you're doing. So you're surviving the experience, you're surviving the health, so you're not of optimum health. You're surviving everything happening. So thriving is very different. Thriving is owning your magic and making everything and anything possible. Well, I want that for every living human because that's our truest essence. Power up intentionally. And you know something? Guys, I welcome every single person that is in the vicinity of Montreal to join us once a week. But it won't be online. It's got to be person to person because that's when the impact is real. But it's going to happen. So I encourage you all to look out for the event. And willfully, if you want to thrive in life, come and join us. Because I'll show you how to tap in to the power and highest potential of your human being. Because I am proof of the pudding. I wouldn't be alive to tell you about it if I haven't done it myself. So you want proof it works? Well, just me sitting here talking to you is proof enough. Because I had to tap into my highest potential of my being to stay alive many times. Well, now that I've mastered that, let me show you how to master yours. Tap into it. Make it work for you. Instead of having all that power go into your own destruction, which you choose to live by. Let's shift that. Wealth and abundance here. So let's get the most out of it. And let's show everybody else what it looks like to get the most out of life. Joyously. Because that's how we're supposed to. We're not, we're only supposed to feel joy. That is the part of thriving. When we're born in the state of unconditional love, and we are magically thriving like nature does, we are abundant. Wow. Let's get back to that. Intentionally. Guys, Happy New Year. I love you all. Get the most out of it. I know I'm going to bring in 2024 with an ultimate kaboom. Because it has to happen. I love you all. Get the most out of your experience. Set that high vibe and intentionally leave everything meant to stay in 2023 right where it was meant to be. Don't accept or settle anything for anything other than the greatness and power of your being. And like I said, don't live by the effects of your life. Be the cause of your effects in life. Okay? I love y'all. Get the most out of it. And Happy New Year. Cheers. Peace.